Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tyrannical House of Comedy. This is going to be a fun one. I'm by myself today, sailing solo. I have a black eye, as you can see, because Hamas attacked me as well. I was just, minding my own business, leaving temple, and I was attacked by three members of Hamas, all wearing hijabs or turbans or whatever they wear, and they screamed that this is Palestine country, and they beat me senseless and poured pig's blood on me. And that's how I got this, and I'm sad, and that's why I'm standing with Israel the whole way. Um, no, this whole is Israel Palestine conflict is it's pretty, no one wants to touch it. It's wild. It's wild what happened, because I understand. There's this whole argument, a lot of people, basically Hamas attacked Israel, and a lot of people in America came out and said, "Yeah, that's a good thing because Israel's bad people." And I understand that Israel got created in 1947 because the UN was trying to make up for what the Germans did. And they were like, hey, sorry about what happened. Why don't you say this is your holy land. What we're going to do is we're going to take the people that live there, we're going to move them out to the crappy part, and we're going to put you there. And then hopefully things work out. And don't worry, we'll protect you. We'll send you aid. And we've sent them aid since then. And then in the 70s or 60s or something, I don't know, Yom Kippur, there was a war that happened. And Israel basically beat the shit out of Palestine, took more of their land and stuff. And then, since then, the Israelis have been treating the Palestinians like shit, controlling the water, the food. Basically, they're saying that it's like an open air prison. Like these guys are living in prison. The Egyptians won't take them. The Jordanians won't take them. No one wants these damn Palestinians. And so Israel is just able to treat them like crap. And so Hamas, who is like a militant group of Israel. I think they've been elected to like half their government or something like that. And they were actually propped up by Israel to try and defang a bunch of the more moderate organizations and like make them look bad in Palestine. So like it was almost created by Israel. It's kind of funny to sit back and be like, and watch this happen. These Hamas people, they fly in on hang gliders, and they kidnap and they kill and they rape, and it's Israel's 9/11, in all the worst ways too. I mean, like not as much of a loss of life as happened on 9/11, but the fact that the government knew it was going to happen and let it happen because they need an excuse to wipe out Palestine. And I'm not saying Hamas is in the right or Palestine's in the right. I'm against both of them. How about that? I'm a racist. I think Jewish people and Muslims should both die. I hope they nuke each other. Joking. This is a comedy podcast. It's a comedy podcast. I'm just kidding. But no, the whole thing about them, yes, they've been treated like shit all this time. They've been put in this open air prison. But the moment they break out of prison, they hang glide into a rave and they just rape everyone. They kill them, they rape the corpses, they take some people back to rape them some more. There was videos of some woman dancing. You can see the tattoos on her. They're very obvious tattoos. And then there's another video of her in the back of a truck, completely lifeless. Her leg is bent back the wrong way. It's sad. It's not good. And yes, the Israelis treated the Palestinians like shit. But when you break out, you're supposed to head for the hills, not head back into town and rape your captors. I get it. What I wouldn't do to rape the guards who raped me in prison, you know? The ones who made me squat and cough while they shined a flashlight up my ass and said, "Yep, I definitely see a ball of coke up there." And it's like, how is it a ball of coke? It's brown. And they still stick a finger up there and massage your prostate until you come, like your uncle did when you were a youngin'. But if I got out, and I did, they let me out. I didn't immediately go and start doing drugs. 'Cause I wasn't in there for rape. I was in there for doing drugs and stealing. But I didn't go out and just steal some shit and do some drugs and go back to living in a tent on the street of South Central California, which is what I was doing. I don't talk about myself much on here, but I was in prison. I was a drug addict. I was a con man. I did a lot of bad things, allegedly. And I'm better now. I do better now. But my point is an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. So it's this. Well, they displaced us and put us over here. Well, let's be honest. When we moved the Jews to Israel, it wasn't shit but a barren desert. You know, it was nothing. It wasn't the technological empire that America has built today. And I will go on the record now of saying that, you know, we send money to Israel every year. They get a monthly stipend. Israel is basically like when a multi-billionaire has his 13th kid at the age of 64 and he sets up a trust fund and they get a stipend. But the son's kind of a fuck up. Yeah, he's successful, but only because like we're helping him the whole way. But he's a bully. He's a sociopath because he never had a father figure or a mother figure. He was raised by maids and like ambassadors his whole life. And Israel's a he apparently, because you know God Yahweh is a he, and it's the Jewish homeland, and you know the Jewish God is real, and Jesus wasn't, according to them. Don't listen. That's why they're both blasphemous and wrong. But the it was a shithole. We moved them out, put the Jews there. We gave them our monthly stipend. That. Yeah, it's our son. He's a fuck up. He does drugs, but hey, he's doing his best right now. He's doing his best, and that's what we need out of him. And then, they occasionally get a little rowdy. Some of the defense stuff that we send them, they use for what would technically be offense and start killing people. But that's no excuse to go in and behead babies. I don't know if the whole beheading babies things. There was a report that they beheaded 50 babies, which is a real round number. I was wondering if if someone was like just 50, you stop at 50. Well, no, Ahmed, that is 51, my friend. You can't. No, not one more. Not. Oh, I know. We love to cut off the Jewish babies' heads. I know they are not real things. I know they are not real people, but we only do 50 for the news. We need to do it for the news. So, and then they burned them too. And then everyone was like, well, I want to see the photos, because nowadays you want to see photos. I don't believe photos because of AI. Nowadays you can't believe anything on the internet. If you didn't see it live and in person, it didn't happen. We live in a simulation, whatever that means. Whatever that means, we live in a simulation. Whether we're actually in a simulation or it's just being built around us. We're living in the real world, and the simulation is being built around us. And since we're all stuck on the internet, that's all anyone does is just stick on the internet, that everything is on the internet. And we created AI images. And so then these pictures are coming up. One AI detector says that the images are fake and made by an AI, and then another one says that they're real. And I don't know what to believe. Obviously, Hamas committed war crimes. And obviously, Israel is also probably committing war crimes, because that's what happens during war. Everyone commits war crimes, and the loser has to deal with the consequences of doing that. And the winner, war crimes don't exist. America has been committing war crimes, since I've been alive, which isn't that long, 1992, the Iraq War, the Afghani War, all the things George W. Bush said, everyone's trying to say that one side is, it's simple. I can tell you this right now. It's simple. This is an exact quote. It's simple. One side's good and one side's the bad guys. And the bad guys ain't Israel. And I think he said the exact same thing when he was talking about America and Iraq. When we were looking for those WMDs that, we gave to Saddam to go to war with Iran. That rhymed. Iran, not Iran. Iran. But, oh man, I'm going all over the place with this. But my point is it's bad. It's bad to be like to sit here and try and say that one side is worse than the other, especially in a time of war. And then when one side was treating the other like shit, so the other side broke out and raped, and then they left, and so the other side was like, okay, we'll just genocide you. We'll just fucking genocide you. Who cares? You don't deserve to live anymore. We'll just genocide all of you. Excuse me, Mr. Ben Shapiro? Yeah, because Ben Shapiro, is fuck around and find out. He's saying fuck around. Hey, folks, this is what happens when you fuck around and find out. Okay, folks? Okay, folks? But the Ben Shapiros of the world are coming out and saying, yeah, it may have been Hamas who attacked Israel, but those people, they voted for Hamas, and they live there. And we told them 24 hours to get out, and now we're firebombing their whole land. And now we're going to send in troops. And guess what? Most of the people who died, guess what? They deserve to. 90% of Hamas, 90% of Palestine, terrorists, okay? They're terrorists, folks. All right, folks? Let me live it. All right, facts don't care about your feelings. Anyway, I'm going to stop doing the Ben Shapiro accent. But Ben Shapiro's gone completely fucking insane. He went from like kind of ambiguously anti-war with Ukraine of like attacking and defending both sides at the same time. You know how he does because he's a fucking contrarian, except when it comes to Israel. It's personal for you, Ben. We get it. Maybe you should acknowledge that and shut the fuck up about it. No one cares. I was a subscriber to the Daily Wire for years. And then I ran out of money, because of fucking Jews like you. I need $10 a month or $12.99 or whatever the fucking crazy shit it was. Brought to you by Jocko Go. Jocko would say, Hamas raped a rave in Israel? Good. That's all right. I know the Ben Shapiros of the world are like, yeah, 90%, they're all bad, and we gave them a chance to get out, and now all of them are there. It's not our fault that Hamas uses their civilians as human shields. We need to kill Hamas. And guess what? Our bullets are fucking stronger than their shields, and we're going to use them. He's just literally just all up, just repost, just the craziest shit, the cringiest shit in the world. I mean, there was something about Palestine calling for a truce so they can talk about peace arrangements and getting civilians out here. And Ben Shapiro quote tweeted and was like, fucking, fuck no, or something. What was it exactly? It was, I don't fucking remember, but I don't know. It's insane. Even like Black Lives Matter, he posted, what do you call it? A meme, and it was, it said "I stand with Palestine," but it was like a dude hang gliding, which like it's that's not known. Palestine's not known for like their hang gliding tourism outlet. Like that's not a thing where you go to visit Palestine and like there's just like hang gliding centers all over, and it's like this is the home of hang gliding. It is the home of Muhammad and the home of hang glide. Did you know that Muhammad loved to hang glide? Maybe if he was around, he'd probably love it. He'd probably love it and fucking get rid of Sharia law. He'd be like, I'm hang gliding and can see down these white women's shirts. I don't know what accent I'm doing right now. But he'd be like, Sharia law is bullshit. Let's stop that. But anyway, they post a picture of a hang glider with a Palestinian flag that said, I stand with Hamas. And like, those were the dudes who flew into a concert. And they were supposed to attack like a base that was next to it, but they saw a bunch of hot bitches at a concert and were like, hey, why don't we kill, kidnap, and rape all them? And so then they killed the fatties, raped the hot ones, and took the children. I don't know why children were at a rave, but fucking, you trust Jews, not me. I'm kidding. This is a comedy podcast, by the way. Anyway, but everyone's splitting, and it seems like most of these like liberal psychos, like Mia Khalifa posted, she said, "Hey, tell these freedom fighters in Palestine to turn their phones vertical," because she apparently wants to make TikToks or something. Not realizing that if Hamas caught her, they would fucking behead her after they raped her to death. Like, they would rape her to death and put it on Pornhub. And she wouldn't get paid for it because she's dead. And she doesn't have kids the money's going to go to. I mean, she might have kids, but I doubt it. A woman like that normally aborts everything that's came in, because she's had sex with a lot of black guys. And the last thing a Muslim wants is a fucking black kid. You know, even though black people always end up turning Muslim when they go to prison, they get radicalized in there and they're like, yeah, slavery didn't happen. This was our country and the whites stole it from us. It's like, hang on. Anyway, but even Amy Schumer posted this meme. She said it's so before, they used to have when the Nazi thing happened. After that, that whole Holocaust thing, that whole silly ordeal that happened. They would post the Jewish star and it would be like, first they came for these people and I said nothing. And then they came for these people and I said nothing. And then they came for me and there was no one left to speak. But Amy Schumer, the cringy bitch that she is, posted this. They came for the LGBTQ and I stood up because love is love. Even if it is a small child. That part's not in the star. Then they came for immigrants, and I stood up because families belong together. Sure, they do belong together. Back in Mexico, back in Venezuela, back in fucking North Africa, apparently, because they're fucking people coming over the goddamn border who are black from Africa. They're not trying to escape persecution in Mexico. How do they get here? Then they came for the black community, and I stood up because Black Lives Matter. Black Lives. Hang on. Let's go see that meme that Black Lives Matter posted. It's this one. Right here. This guy. This guy right here. I stood up for the black community because Black Lives Matter. Because they matter. And then they came for me, but I stood alone because I am a Jew. Okay, Miss Multi-fucking Millionaire, specials on Netflix, been in Hollywood for years, writer, producer, lives in the fucking Hollywood Hills. Go fuck yourself, you fat joke-stealing whore. I mean, I hate talking shit about other comedians, but god damn it, for you to post such a virtue-signaling fucking bullshit when I'm sure you fucking probably said support for Palestine in the past and said other cringy-ass shit like this. And guess what? Those black people don't want you to stand for them. Ask Avery. Lil James Avery, okay? Avery Cozy on fucking Instagram. Ask him. Did Amy Schumer ever stand up for you? No, she fucking didn't. She was too busy stealing a black man Patrice O'Neal's fucking jokes after he died. Posthumous bitch. Anyway, Jocko Go, new sponsor. This is the Afterburner Orange. It's a new and improved flavor as well. It's an energy drink, an energy soda. But it doesn't have that Red Bull shit. It's got nootropics, electrolytes, vitamins, amino acids, and I think Jocko Willnick's cum. I'm almost certain. He produces enough cum, like the volume of cum he produces, they put in all their products. And that's why they make you perform so well, because you have Navy SEAL cum inside of you. It literally, when you get Navy SEAL come inside you, it absorbs into your blood, and your child will be a Navy SEAL. It happened. My dad was a Navy SEAL. Came inside my mom, me, Navy SEAL. Kidding. Anyway, I fucking hate Amy Schumer so much for this because she's not really a Jew. Like, she's ethnically a Jew, but she probably hasn't been to temple since she got, like, caught getting fingered in, I don't know, some room that they had by a black guy. By a black guy. But, like I said, the whole thing, there's propaganda all over. The whole thing is just, like, one side is, like, they're killing it. They killed 50 babies, and then Ben Shapiro posts a charred baby and a baby with its head cut off. And so then Palestinians are like, oh, yeah? Well, here's our dead babies. And then they have, like, some fucking Palestinian guy who's cradling a dead 4-year-old who's like, why? And it's all propaganda. It's just propaganda from both sides. Feel bad for my side. No, feel bad for my side. And I feel bad for both sides. I feel bad about the people who got raped. Seriously, I feel bad about the people who got raped. And I feel bad for all the Palestinian children that are growing up in an open air prison because they're stuck in these classrooms where they're being taught how Jews are the oppressors and horrible. So they're being taught to be jihadists from childhood. There's all these videos online. I feel bad for both of these people, how they're living and the cycle that they're stuck in. But just because of that, I'm not going to pick one side or the other. And then one side, I feel bad for about the people that got raped by Hamas, and I feel bad for the Palestinians that are going to feel the consequences because of that Hamas rape. Because Hamas came over and fucking kidnapped people and killed kids and raped people, and now Israel. Every Jew, Amy Schumer, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, who knew he was fucking Jewish, has just gone like, no, kill them all, genocide, fucking kill them. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing here, boys? I get it. None of you were the most anti-war people before. I don't know Amy Schumer's fucking thoughts on any of this shit. I don't think she has thoughts. I think she just steals them from other people. But like every Jewish person, Barry Weiss, they all just fucking lose their mind because they just hear Israel. I was there once for my birthright fucking right. And it's like, okay, it's sad. Maybe tell your people to stop treating them like shit. And do something to bridge this divide so they're not teaching in kids that Jews are the oppressors and they're their enemies and they're the devil and they need to be killed. Because this is what it's just going to keep growing and getting worse and worse and worse. Do we think it's going to get better? Why do you think they want to genocide them? Because that's what's going to happen. Israel's going to go in there. They've been firebombing them for the last 2 fucking days. They've been just launching fucking missiles at them. And now they're going to do a ground invasion. Right here, Israel warns of new phase in war against Hamas as Gaza's civilians flee and Israeli troops gather near the border. They're literally going to go in there and kill everyone. And since Hamas uses their people as human shields, they're going to kill them. And it's, I see you side with Palestine and Hamas. No, obviously I fucking don't. And there's nuances to it. It is a complicated subject. But you need to figure fucking something out. And peace is obviously the answer. Not right now. But you need to do something that isn't going in and murdering the fuck out of each other and doing a quid pro quo, eye for an eye, until everyone's fucking dead and there's no one left. Unless you seriously want to, if you want to commit to killing 2 million fucking Palestinians, because I tell you what, you can't just kill the fighting age males. You can't just kill the fighting age males. Everyone knows that. If you kill his father and you leave him to live, you have left an enemy who will grow up hating you, resenting you, and trying to find any way to bring you down. 1 million kids there? You got to kill them all. If you're Israel, you got to kill them all. Otherwise, what do you think's going to happen? In 20 years, there's going to be fucking terrorist attacks on you. Unless you can come to some sort of peace agreement. So, choice is yours, Western man.